Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a brew built around the Kinscaer Sentry. This new one from Lorwyn Eclipsed, 2 mana for 2/2, first strike and lifelink. Whenever it attacks, you can put a creature card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. X is the number of attacking creatures you control. So this is a cool way of sneaking in creatures that you can't like otherwise put into play early in the game, such as Benevolent River Spirit, or such as Uharis, or even the Oculus here. These all have a mana value of 2 or 3, so if you have 2 or 3 attacking creatures with this, you can put in the Benevolent River Spirit, which is tapped and attacking, the Uharis, which could be tapped and attacking, or the Oculus, tapped and attacking, which is really good, and you don't need that many creatures in play to be able to get this kind of combo going. Now to enable all of this, we've got a couple other creatures, Stadium Headliner, which I'm playing because it mobilizes one, so it puts another additional attacking creature into play. So if you go Headliner on 1 into the Sentry on 2, and then attack, you can put in Oculus. And also got FOMO and Inti, as well as Tersa and Gran-Gran. These are all creatures that help you discard your cards. So if you discard these, you can then get them back for 1 mana with Helping Hand. So that's another way that we can sneak them into play, essentially. And then the card that kind of is rounding all of this out and is super greedy to splash for, but I'm doing it anyways, Breakout, which looks at the top 6, and if there's a mana value of 2 or less, you put it directly into play with haste. So this card just works really well with like all the creatures we're playing, but it can sneak in the Benevolent River Spirit, sneak in the Uharis, and it can sneak in the new Sentry and have it attack that same turn. So this enables some pretty explosive starts for this deck. For example, if you went like turn 1 Gran-Gran or Stadium Headliner, if you did the Headliner and you went Breakout into a Sentry, you could on turn 2 attack with Sentry, Headliner with a token and an Oculus and put it into play on turn 2. That would be pretty insane. So I'm playing this for, you know, high variance and getting very greedy with the mana base. And then Wild Ride is the last card I didn't really talk about. This card is just nice because it gives haste, and it pumps the power, and it can harmonize. Now with Uharis, you want to have effects that let you cast things that are not from your hand. So casting this from the graveyard is pretty good, and pumping its power is also good because if its last ability counts its power. So there's a lot of nice synergy there. But you could also do like a curve of like a FOMO on turn 2, and then Sentry on turn 3, Wild Ride it, give it haste, attack, put in a new Harris, put in a Benevolent River Spirit on turn 3, hit them for a bunch of damage, something like that. So that's kind of the idea of the deck. Some pretty explosive starts, really greedy mana base, and let's jump into the games and see it in action. A huge thank you to all my viewers who have joined my channel membership. I really appreciate all the support. Members get badges, emotes, and early access to all my videos. Click the link in the description below the video to join and get these perks today. Alright, opponent goes first. This hand could be okay. We gotta turn 1 Gran-Gran, so how could we possibly lose? And we will find the answer out together. Now there's another one. Let's swing with it. Okay, they're gonna trade their Blood Pit Drowner for it. Sounds like, looks like. Ditch the Oculus, pretty sure. Yeah, let's ditch the Oculus. Probably want to play another Gran-Gran here. Do Gran-Gran and the Stadium Headliner. And then next turn, Breakout. No white mana available at the moment, but we'll see if that matters. Okay. There goes the Gran-Gran. There is another Oculus. We have 3 cards and then I think I want to go Breakout here. See what we hit with that. Ooh. Another Inti, which we could use to discard something. I think it's just gonna be the yeah, because we already have an Inti. Alright. Interesting. Wings for 6 here. And then Inti. 4 cards in the bin. This needs 6. So possible to cast it. Let's just drawing cards. And Storm Chaser's Talent. Looks like a blink deck, kind of like a... like they would blink stuff. We can... I think we just go Inti and pump. Let's see. Let's use the green, red, play Inti. And attack. Pump up. Let's discard. I don't know, the River Spirit, I guess? This maybe we can hard cast. Definitely pumping this. Ooh. Hit a Wild Ride. That's that's pretty good. This has trample too, right? Yeah. So we're gonna hit them for 7 and then cast this here, and that is gonna do 6 to the face, put them to 1. Okay, not bad, not bad. Let's see if they have like a deadly. Okay, I was just thinking deadly cover up. But they didn't have enough evidence, I think. Yeah. I'm so used to that card just exiling everything. So if we play this, we could... No, we can't Wild Ride it back. So let's just go Oculus and exile 1, 2, 5, and 6. And we'll play the land, I guess. Ooh, Benevolent River Spirit, sweet. A good one. No, it's not gonna save them. They have another 1 mana removal. No, I got the flyers here, so. Oh yeah, that should do it. Flip and get ya. Sweet, sweet. On to the next one. All right, going first. And is keepable, mostly because you can cast these breakouts on turn 2 and hopefully hit something good. Okay, go for it. And yeah, it's a lot of good stuff. Get the Uharis going. Wing for 4. And then, wow, yeah, next turn we could do Wild Ride. Wing for 10. This will be 10, and then I can flash it back for additional damage. I think, right? I do this, and then attack for 10. Then hit them for 8. And then, yep, alright. Sweet, sweet. On to the next one. Okay, going first. Wow, you want a discard outlet in this hand, which we do not have. So I think this is a mulligan. And then this is kind of the same thing. I think I'm gonna mulligan. Keep this and put back maybe the Tersa and Uharis. Yes. Or the Wild Ride. We can do this on 2. 1, 2. And then we can't do this on 3. I mean, Tersa maybe is a better. Let's do this. Okay, lead with Gran-Gran. You can always just discard this to Gran-Gran as well, which is not a bad play if we draw a way to get it back. Okay, let's do Breakout and see what happens. Inti or Benevolent River Spirit? Ooh, the River Spirit. Set up our next couple draws. Don't want another Gran-Gran. Probably don't want this. Swing and see what we draw here. I think I'll just ditch the land, to be honest. I can play this on turn 4, potentially. But this is a pretty good start. Very interesting. And they give up. Okay. Nice. On to the next one. Okay, opponent goes first. Yeah, I guess we'll try this one. Not an amazing opening hand, but I think we lead with the Gran-Gran to start looting as soon as possible. An Inti as well. Essence Chandler. Okay. I'm gonna grow to a 3/2. We could play the Inti and ditch a land here. I think that's the play. Play Inti, attack, discard. Could also discard this, but I think one of the lands can go. Starting town. Not necessary. Let's pump it up. Ooh, breakout. And another land can go. And that's gonna take, okay. Alright, they're gonna huge creatures. Yep. Not gonna turn out well for me. But we're fighting the good fight anyways. Ooh, I can do a lot of damage. Alright, we gotta keep swinging, I guess, with... Well, we don't. Can we do Stadium Headliner? That would do... Attack. Huh. Kinda get a free... Yeah, we have to attack, I think. I don't think we have any other choice but to swing and discard River Spirit and pump. I think the Gran-Gran. Okay, land. Ditch that probably, or one of these. This one. Alright. So that's unfortunate. Can finish this off with a headliner, I guess. We'll do. Not the proudest play I've ever made, but not looking good. Even worse. Okay. And yeah, just scoop this one up. Do we draw? 8, okay. More lands. Jeez. Alright, GG. Alright, opponent goes first. This hand is okay. We can break out into something, maybe fear away one of these. I think I might try it. See what happens. Howdy, howdy. Okay. Tossing say. Sure. So, do breakout next turn. Ooh, okay. Oh, and they're actually, well, a good draw. So I think we still want to do breakout. And then next turn we can do this plus Wild Ride to put in something. Alright, there's Benevolent River Spirit. Nice. Another Wild Ride. And another land. So our play next turn is to go Sentry, Wild Ride, put in something like this. Another Wild Ride could be quite good, actually, with if we get the Uharis to stick. Do a ton of damage. We need a fourth land? Probably not. Let's just put that to the bottom and Wild Ride on top. Alright. Well, this is, I mean, by itself is kind of actually not a lethal attack. Deck does some wild stuff. Okay, so this go white, red for Sentry, then Wild Ride here, and then I could put in another flying creature. Would that force? I mean, both of these are 4 damage essentially. Might as well, actually. Might as well. Well, they just gave up. So, yeah, wow. Pretty sweet start. On to the next one. Okay, going first. And seems okay. What do we lead with? Make sure we can cast our spells here. White, green, red. Let's do this one. Not 100% sure. We can break out on 2. I think I'll do that if we are uncertain if we can reanimate. Yeah, I don't know if we can reanimate. So we'll just go break out here. And we hit a Sentry, which is not bad. Doesn't put anything to play, though, immediately. So maybe we just go to the Benevolent River Spirit and try to set up our next couple draws. Another breakout. Oh, and there's a Helping Hand, too. Let's do Helping Hand. And then into breakout. Because that sets up... This is kind of insane, actually. It's turn 2, Benevolent River Spirit. Turn 3, we were going to fear missing out the... What is scooping to turn 2? So, hold on. Turn 2, attack with this. Turn 3, Promo, discard Oculus and get it back with Helping Hand. Got the white mana. Alright, sweet, sweet. On to the next one. Okay, opponent goes first. This hand has a breakout that I can't cast. Has Inti, which I can cast, but it's not super exciting having double. I think I'm just going to mull, and this looks way better. Look back a Gran-Gran, I think. Yep. Okay. Land more elves, sure. No way to remove that, but Gran-Gran is an equally good 1-drop. Commercial District. Ooh, doubling season. Ooh, that's a lot of mana they got. Starting town, okay. Swing with Gran-Gran. Do I want to pump it? Nah, it's fine. We'll swing with Gran-Gran. See if we get a good hit. Not really. Could ditch a land. We could also ditch lands. Maybe I should have kept the land. Hard to say. Sentry being able to put stuff into play kind of means you don't necessarily need lands, or that many lands. Ooh, doubling season. Alright, there's another Sentry. Can't play one and haste the other one, unfortunately, but we'll attack and put in another one, I think. Draw. There's another land. Well, we could put in this and play this. Kind of looking like the Helping Hand is not helping too much right now. We'll just ditch that. Put in this. Swing for 5. And then play the other Sentry and play this. Yeah, sure, why not? Alright, well, that's what we got going on. Boomy? Ooh, okay, so that's gonna get an 8/8 for them. Nice. Okay. That's a big roadblock. This could maybe take out the Boomy at the most. Well, we could pump a Sentry. And then it's 5 to harmonize. 2, 3. 5 creatures, so I can use this to take out the Boomy. I can put this in. Maybe we just swing and see what happens. I don't know point pumping anything. I can also play this and discard this. I think I just swing. And ooh. Okay, I mean I can put both of these in play too. Now. I'm putting this into play tapped and attacking. I mean they're probably just gonna block it though. That's the problem, I guess. Alright, so I'll put them both in. Might as well. And that way... We'll see what they block with. Yep, that makes sense. So this is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 additional lands. I could save the Uharis. That will do. By taking out the land? Or I can save this. Alright, let's do this. Take out the land. First strike will take it out. Fail. Alright, they're down to 6. We got a board. And this is actually 5 damage to the face next turn. Okay. Okay. Alright. Well, they gave up. GG. Okay, opponent goes first. Seems pretty good. If we can find a way to get an Oculus, then we could do a turn 2 Oculus or something else. Let's go Gran-Gran on 1. Gives it the best chance of maybe being able to discard something. I mean, we could discard Inti and get it back. Not very exciting. Alright, to do, well, let's attack and hope to hit something. What? Nope, that was not. I think we ditch a land here. Not what the doctor ordered. We fire bricks. Like starting town? Okay. So starting town, we'll play Inti. And see what happens. This does let us cycle through a bunch of cards now. Majority of the consoles makes things come into play tapped, okay. Wow, okay. Nothing. Swing with both and ditch land or something like that. See if they let us attack, okay. I think I'm gonna pump up the Gran-Gran. Discard. Botanical Sanctum. I guess I could have played this and wild rided it, but I really want to see what I hit off of this. For land. And another wild ride. Okay, well that's wild. Want more wild? Did you help hand? Not really sure. We'll see what else we exile here. There's something cool. Pony's in the tank. Okay, well, there's FOMO. Question is, do we play around something? Nah. We aren't playing around anything. No. I mean, Wild Ride doesn't really do anything. It doesn't not do anything, but didn't say that. But just doesn't another Gran-Gran. As well cast that, right? Only until we might as well cast it and just put in the graveyard. Keep going. Just gain them a life, but I feel like being able to hard cast this Oculus. Cool. Man, we had an Oculus earlier, or anything earlier in. Okay, so now we're gonna have to contest with a bunch of constructs. Yeah. Already the consoles is very annoying. But we can pump up our stuff and give things trample. So there is that. And we can helping hand back this. I think we're just gonna pump stuff. Let me look at FOMO. We get an extra attack step, sorcery, land, creature. No, these are all sorceries. Okay. What do we want to pump? I don't mind if this dies then, so maybe keep these two, pump those two. Make them, pump this. Although, we're gonna helping hand back the Oculus. We can't tap this one. Awkward, okay. Alright, well, YOLO then. A helping hand, Oculus. Oculus goes to the grave. Gonna pump a creature, maybe FOMO. Oh, there's an Uharis, and just ditch the land here. Gonna hit an untapped land. Ooh, another wild ride. Getting this down would be pretty good too. We got so many wild rides that we can pump that thing into. Alright, they're gonna trade off that and down to 14. Ooh, okay. Do we go for the helping hand Oculus plan or Uharis wild ride plan? If I play this, we can pump it probably twice. We could get it to 8 pretty easily. Assuming they're just gonna make a bunch of stuff though. Like whatever we do, they're probably gonna answer by sacrificing this to get a removal spell. That would be my guess. So is there a point in doing that? You also get to use its ability at the end of turn because it itself came into play, so this is fine. Everything's fine. A lot of tough choices in this game. I feel like they have an advantage right now, for sure. Need to search up anything they want and get it. Oh yeah, Pinnacle Star Cage, of course, of course. That is probably a reason to not play the there, but We did what we did. Okay, Helping Hand. Gets back Oculus. Sure. And then just play an Inti, probably. Headliner. Play the Inti. Okay. Ooh, spring-loaded saw blades. That's a good one for them. Alright, well, I might pack this one in. Get another thing. Yep. Alright. GG. Alright, welcome back to the wrap-up for our Kinscaer Sentry combo. This one was pretty wild. High variance deck. Had some very explosive starts, and opponents just like scooped on turn 2 a couple times, which was kind of what I was hoping for, but the mana was okay. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Maybe there's a perfect ratio of lands. If they come out with another 5-color land, this would make this obviously much better, but yeah, there is some pretty wild stuff you can do with this deck. I mean, Breakout is really good in this deck because having another 2-mana creature that you really want to hit with Breakout is really good. And this card being able to put these into play directly was super powerful. Just everything this deck is doing is powerful. The mana is kind of the biggest issue, I would say. You probably want to play some removal too. I mean, the only removal we have is Stadium Headliner. This card was kind of maybe the weakest card in the deck. I'm not sure if there's another different card you could replace it with. Another 1-drop or something. If you have any other ideas, let me know in the comments below. Mostly just playing this sort of pseudo removal, and also pairs nicely with the Sentry for the Oculus. Yeah, if you have any other ideas, let me know in the comments below. Pretty sweet build. Could probably use some tweaking, but definitely has very high powerful potential, I would say. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.